给了我一个惊喜 surprise。
To find the right people, or to be found by the right people.
At the end of 2023, Thomas Macia sent a letter of thanks via email to Lo Shiping, an old friend of his in Shangrao, Jiangxi province, China.
I'm appreciative because now I know they were exactly the locations. We have these names of people, and it's all become a result of this exchange over all these years.
Thomas and Lo Shiping met at an event to commemorate the Doolittle Raid in Chuzhou in 2018. After that, the two old men, though separated by the Pacific Ocean, transmitted and exchanged messages via email. Most of the emails focused on the theme of Shangrao rescue of the Doolittle Raid.
邮箱16页，每页25封信。我从来没有感觉到一个美国人对上饶这么有情怀。
Thomas Macia's special feeling for Shangrao stemmed from the military operation that happened 81 years ago. In 1942, his father Herb Macia and another 79 pilots, under the leadership of Lieutenant Colonel James Harold Doolittle, carried out the first bombing of the Japanese mainland. The raid, named after Doolittle, greatly encouraged the world's anti-fascist confidence and became a turning point in the Pacific battlefield during World War II. However, due to poor contact and insufficient oil on that day, 75 pilots, including Doolittle, abandoned their planes and parachuted out in China. Thomas's father parachuted from bomber number 14 and landed on top of a mountain in the current Wuchun Township, Guangfeng District, Shangrao City.
That pack is torn away from him and it rips the jacket. He's there, it's raining, it's pitch dark, he's on it. So he just spent the night there wrapped in the parachute. As they didn't know for sure which parts of East China were occupied by the Japanese and which were not. So the basic feeling was most of this area is occupied and you're going to be captured or killed immediately.
Fortunately, Thomas's father met a brave young man, as told by Thomas in his email to Lo Shiping. In the early morning of the next day, his father walked down the mountain and was found by a local young man who was doing farm work in Guangfeng. The young farmer took him back to the village voluntarily, gave him food, and escorted him to the township government to join other rescued American pilots. Herb Macia, in his late years, kept remembering that young man in Guangfeng, who had not been heard of ever since. When Herb Macia died in 2009, Thomas combed through what his father had brought from China and started to fulfill his father's last wish to find the Chinese rescuers. Thomas's search plan to find those rescuers provided a new door for Lo Shiping, who was doing research on Shangrao's history of the anti-Japanese war in the other side of the Pacific Ocean. And it filled the missing part for his study in the Doolittle Raiders rescue in Shangrao.
给了我一个惊喜 surprise。我欣喜若狂地发现，托马斯他父亲在上饶获救的当时的珍稀历史照片。这些历史照片绝大多数都是第一次从美国带到中国。
After their departure in Chuzhou 5 years ago, Thomas was in the United States collecting historical data from the Air Force on the Doolittle Raid to reconstruct his father's footprints in China, while Lo Shiping was in Guangfeng, Poyang, Wuyan, and other places conducting detailed field research. Email has been the only way for them to exchange research results. March to April 2022 was the most extensive period of email exchanges between the two people. As mutual understanding deepened, the desire of Thomas and the other descendants of the American pilots to meet the Chinese rescuers became stronger and stronger. April 18th, 2022 marked the 80th anniversary of the Doolittle Raid. On that day, through the efforts of Thomas and Lo Shiping, children of the Doolittle Raiders, Shangrao rescuers' descendants, provincial and municipal friendship associations, the Chinese embassy in the United States, and other parties held a 6-party video meeting. This meeting in the cloud has continued the friendship between the Chinese and American peoples in the last century that shared wealth and woe, and recalled people's memory of Shangrao in the flames of war.
the Chinese people for their bravery, for all those who had passed. For all those who have rescued these men and brought them to safety. Because I don't believe today I would be sitting here speaking with you all if it wasn't for their bravery and their courage.
They were injured. They were trying to evade the Japanese, in some cases, for a number of days. And of course, a number of crews, 2 crews, were captured. Yeah, so they disappeared from anyone's knowledge. So it was a fairly routine thing for this crew. They were lucky, let's put it that way, to find the right people, or to be found by the right people.
地心圆就是掉在这里边，这里呀有个那个树，那个讲台上就是挂在那个树上。我爸爸发现了，就是把那搞上了，搭在我们那边那个池塘里边去。
牛啊牛啊，是吧？这个桃树啊，种在窝之多，7、8个窝是吧？他找个留得强客的，从头还留到红，是吧？不是留胡瓜了。
This group photo was taken in the former Fujian Street in Guangfang County, Shangrao City. It witnessed the rescue of American pilots during World War II. In 1981, Major John Hilger, deputy leader of the Doolittle Raid and leader of Crew Number 14, brought this original photo signed by 4 American pilots back to China for the first time and presented it to the Guangfang people as a gift. From the email sent by Thomas, Lo Shiping downloaded and saved this group photo. As more and more details were discovered, the panoramic history of the Doolittle Raiders' rescue in Shangrao gradually became clear.
5年有很多重大的发现的。第一个呢，就是理清了上饶营救杜立特行动飞行员的基本的史实。江西一共有7架飞机，营救了22名飞行员，还有5名飞行员是被俘了。第二个发现呢，就是进一步证实了上饶抗战名城、胜利之城的历史地位。第三个发现呢，就是上饶对杜立特行动飞行员营救的重大贡献。因为上饶是整个营救行动的指挥中心，上饶组织实施了获救飞行员安全撤离的计划，上饶为营救飞行员做出了重大的牺牲。
By the end of December of this year, Lo Shiping and Thomas had exchanged 418 emails. Besides the research on the Doolittle Raid, the emails from both sides included holiday greetings, concerns about major disasters, and discussions on the China-U.S. relations.
What you find out when you meet people from another country on a personal level is that we're pretty much, as human beings, very similar. Family, job, ambitions, history, whatever, and you find out we really are the same.
Building upon the personal relationship is a good step forward to building a good relationship between 2 countries.
Time flies. Almost all of the American pilots who fell from the sky 81 years ago and their Shangrao rescuers have passed away. But those Chinese faces that changed history and influenced the fate of American pilots' families will be remembered forever. Today, in Thomas's family memorial hall, the roses originated from China are blooming brightly. Shangrao, the place where his father was rescued, has become one of the cities by the Poyang Lake, having one of the most concentrated tourist destinations and the most developed transportation networks in China. Next year, Shangrao will complete the construction of the memorial hall for Shangrao rescue of the Doolittle Raid. Professor Lo Shiping's latest research result will be compiled and published. those two elderly men separated by the Pacific Ocean have made an appointment via email to meet in 2024.
This thing continues to get, though every time I get a new name or a correction, then I'll update this. And it's to me, it's very valuable as the record.
期待明年马西亚能再走上劳寻亲之旅。我也希望我们上劳抗战文化研究会对美国杜立特行动子女协会开启友谊之旅。
This is a special search that has stemmed from the World Anti-Fascist War, which covered both the United States and China. This is a story of two-way efforts to reach out to each other in the aftermath of warfare. This is a significant historical excavation and playback. This is a vague but forever remembered emotional jigsaw puzzle.
Without that bravery, without that assistance, my father would never have returned to this home, and I would not have been born. Thank you very much.